Live. Hi, and welcome to
Welcome
Gay
to
Out the
Haters
City. I'm your
101.
host, Prince Electrodiamond, and today I am here with artist Kevin Micias. How you doing today, sexy?
I'm doing good, baby. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been so long, because in truth, I will say this: I met Kevin when I lived in Orlando, and I had only been back twice since I moved away. And once Parliament House closed, I found no point in going back to Orlando. I'm gonna just say that.
And now you want to get out of Florida entirely.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just got back from LA. Well, it wasn't LA. It was Riverside, but I mean, it's all kind of feels the same shit to me.
So you went to LA and you didn't go to WeHo?
Oh, yeah, but I went, but I guess I didn't go to party this time around, I feel like I kind of grew up around it, and I didn't really...
Right.
I wasn't really going out for the right reasons. And just going out is just messy in general. And, so I didn't really... I don't know. I was never vibing. It's like there was something weird. Like I said, unless I was drunk, I think I'm more of an introvert than I have more introverted characters than I thought I did. And I found that out after rehab. So, after you got sober and you start to get to know yourself, you're just kind of like, oh shit, I'm not that person. And then you start really realizing what you really want to give a fuck about.
Right. And in truth, I actually I went to Miami a couple of months ago, and I was actually out at a bar, I was out not in drag, and then I realized I don't like being at bars not in drag because I'm a narcissist and I love being the center of attention. And you don't get paid any attention to when you look like...
I think I have my narcissistic tendencies as well. I mean, I try to it's tricky because it's I want to be a decent human being, but am I doing it really because I want to be a decent human being, or I love the way I look, so I want it to look like I'm a decent human being? What do I really do behind closed doors? Am I a lazy piece of shit? Am I slothy? Am I wrathy? Who am I really? But yeah, I totally get it. And and that's kind of why I wasn't I don't know. I wasn't masculine, and then I wasn't the right kind of pretty. And you know how that goes. And the only time I butched it out was to get laid or whatever. And as soon as I busted, I was just like, hi.
See, in truth, we'll have to say, the one thing about doing drag is it's nice not to go out to the bar and expect to get laid. It did happen once, but
I was just a thirsty, hungry motherfucker. I was just like, I have things I need to taste, and I'm not tasting them. And you know what? Now that I've been sober, I'm just kind of like, I'm nervous about doing it. It's like I forgot when's the last time I had sex sober. And then I'm not necessarily I was like, there's things about my body I don't want seen. I feel gross now. I used to feel like I tasted good, and now I'm just like, I don't know what things taste like. I don't need you to go down there. So it's like I'm getting to know this person sober, and I don't want to do it. So it's it doesn't even turn me on to I'm just not even thinking about any of that. I'm just like, wow, this is the most solo that I've ever been.
Well, in truth, it's first of all, I love how I always bring fucking hot people on here, and they say, I don't feel attractive. Well, no judging. I get where you're coming from, but it's at some point, what I realized is, and I just realized it recently, I have a friends with benefits, and that's the only person I want to have sex with, because I don't like this feeling of I'm just gonna go, we're gonna meet each other, we're not gonna talk, and then we're gonna fuck, and I'm never gonna see you again. Something about that, I don't know. Maybe it's me getting older. It feels empty.
For me, I don't even know. I'm not even to me, it's just like the whole thing is kind of awkward. It's like, because all the times I actually really did it, I was either on something or drunk. And
Right.
now I'm just like, I'm afraid they're going to taste bad. Like, I think people are gross. A lot of people don't like the way they smell. I'm just like, do you eat your vegetables enough? Do you drink enough water? Is your foreskin going to pull all the way back? Is it going to smell? Like, there's just a lot of things that I'm worried about. And I overthink everything. So I'm just like, Kev, you're not meant to be this slutty extrovert. It's cool. It's cool, bro. It's cool. Like, relax. So right now I'm just taking a chill pill, getting to know who the fuck I really am.
Yeah.
So I really don't know who I am, if you really want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I only became. Somebody said, "Wow, you're so extroverted," and it's like somebody said this when I'm like interviewing people. It's like, no, I had to be because, in truth, I know we'll get into my questions in a minute. It's like what this came out of was I started this podcast at the end of 2021. It was kind of like I just couldn't get gigs since I moved back home because like. Or if I got a gig, it was like I was driving an hour in the middle of the week and then having to drive home to come back to work the next day. And I'm like, this is not like enjoyable at all. So then I started this podcast. I started it by myself. I did it by myself for a year. And then like, I basically just said, I want to start interviewing people because I want to get to know people. So in some ways, I tricked myself into being extroverted.
And do you feel like it's a more comfortable setting?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there are people like.
Would you drink a lot at the bars?
No.
Okay.
No, I only had one bad night, which.
What's a bad night?
As in, I got drunk, got in my car, drove an hour home, and got pulled over by a cop.
Well, that's a really bad night.
And then, but I didn't get a DUI because my dad picked me up, luckily. So, but that's like, that was my bad night, and that's when I decided, I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. So, like,
your dad picked you up. That's so cool. I didn't have a dad, so like to me, just to think of a dad picking you up with a wig on and everything, it just sounds cool to me.
No, believe it or not, I rip all this shit off performing. Like
when he got there.
Well, no, because like at this point, all that was on was like my foundation still, and I think like my foundation, like my lipstick was still on, and then like I will say that was what I call the curse of my car that I had in Orlando. Like all these bad experiences I had happened in that car. That's the car I got sexually assaulted in. That's the car I like got pulled over by the cops thinking that they stole my car, but it turns out like the DMV didn't report that I got a new tag. So like it was crazy. I was surrounded by cops. I had a friend with me. I was like, one night I was pulling into an apartment complex and I had 4 cops surround my car, and I'm like, they go, what the fuck's going on? Like,
yeah.
And then that's when they told me, I'm like, the state knew that they had to give me a new tag. I'm like, they didn't report back that this wasn't stolen anymore because it had been months. So I forgot about it.
So they just
luckily
didn't report it.
Yeah, they didn't unreport it. Luckily, my friend who was with me like told the story and started laughing about it. Yeah, it was. It was the car that like when that car finally got. How I ended up losing that car was it got totaled in a car accident, and I'm like, that's when I'm like, time to move on. Cut all ties.
Yeah. Wait, with your friend?
No. That happened. Let's see. No, that happened later on. That happened about 4 months after I got pulled over by the cops. That was after I'd gotten pulled over when I was drunk. It was like literally, I think like 3 months after that. And then I was like driving into a bar. I didn't see like a motorcyclist when I was driving.
Oh,
and like
shit.
we T-boned. And yeah.
Bro, I bet you felt so like, what the fuck?
I felt like I'm like once they said, oh, this car is like, once the insurance company said they're totaling the car and I got my car now, I'm like, thank God.
What happened to the motorcyclist?
They were all right from what I remember. I wasn't going that fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. I couldn't imagine. One time I almost hit a motorcyclist too. Like I was going up off a ramp from a freeway and I can't really see the top because, you know, where the motorcyclist was, where the red light was at.
Right.
So, and I was obviously intoxicated. Oh my God, this is so bad. I'm admitting this. But I stopped, dude. And like, he just kind of like looked back and I was just like, good Lord. But like, you couldn't see him until you kind of got up a little higher.
Right.
I just fucking, dude, I was so fucking scared. Like, I just was like, oh my God, like, dude, imagine, like, just imagine, dude, like, oh my God. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into this. So, where are you originally from?
California. Riverside, California. I was born in Riverside, California.
Wow.
But I went to 12 different schools, like 10 different schools. So really, I like lived in Virginia once, and I lived up north in California once, and I lived for like in Mexico for 4 months, and I just went. My mom moved a lot. So really, I'm not really from any particular place. And I started realizing that I just saw the same people over and over again. I think that's another thing. It was so cool to move a lot because I was so awkward and I always had a chance to start over again. And I think, I don't know if that was good or not. Like to just have to start over again. Like it almost feels like I was starting to hide the things that got me in trouble then and got to fucking put on a new show in the other place.
But I mean, okay.
I don't know.
I could see like how that would suck because like I remember I only had to move schools once, like when I was in elementary school, and that was awkward to like start over. So I can totally get that. But it's like, well, in some ways, maybe that's why you're so fucked up. Like, because you never had any sense of stability. Like,
dude, yeah. No, yeah. And then my mom was kind of an alcoholic, and she was a little bit turbulent and messy, and she's in her thing. Even though she was a hard worker, and she kind of pulled through on her own, and she was kind of gangsta. Like she can kind of like figure shit out. Like even now, I do landscaping. And she's running a company. Our company, she started it, and she's our boss. And my mom's fucking gangsta. So there is something really obviously. She has her superpowers. We're not all well-rounded. But I mean, I tried, and I think obviously that's why therapy is good because it rounds you better. You know what I mean? I don't know, but like it broadens your awareness. But yeah, that's definitely why I'm fucked up. There's got to be a lot of fucking reasons.
See, in truth, I'm going to say for everybody except for songwriters, go to therapy. Other than that, put it in your music. That's what. I'm just kidding. Don't take that advice. That is not healthy. That is a joke. That is not healthy at all. That's what I do, but that is not healthy at all. Like,
I think I wanted to go to therapy because I'm pretty angry. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, what the fuck is up with these people? But I guess being an asshole is like a thing. Like, people are so cool with it in this century everywhere in the world. So I'm just like, damn, like, as long as you're good at working and being a hustler, and doesn't matter who the fuck you kill, I guess. As long as you're able to hide a dead body and be a douchebag, and you know what I mean?
See?
I'm just a sensitive artist, and I'm like, what do I do then? Should I just do it? And then it's like, don't do it for the money because you won't do it right. Like, do it because you like it, and hopefully something comes out of it. I actually read a book the subtle art of not giving a fuck, that changed my life. On top of like everything, and it's the only book I ever read because I never fucking did my homework. I never read shit, but I read that motherfucking book, and you can get it on get it on, what is that thing that reads books? Fuck, I forgot what it's called.
Kindle.
Another one, and it's on there on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I say everybody read it. I think it's great for a lot of reasons.
See, in truth, I met Kevin when he was in his asshole period, but he was nice to me. So like that's all I could say. Like that's why everyone can say like this person was such a fucking asshole, and I'm like, well, they're nice to me. Maybe it's
a
you.
lovable guy. But I was definitely numbing myself. Yep. Oh yeah. And times I wish I could numb myself right now too. Actually, you know what I really miss? I really miss having sex with myself on drugs. Really, honestly, when the world gets fucking hard, I don't give a fuck. I don't even like my fucking dildos when I'm sober. But when I was fucked up, I became the biggest fucking booty whore in the fucking world. And that's what I felt. So sometimes when life gets hard, I just want to shove a fucking dildo up my ass. But like, I don't like it really unless I'm fucked up. And I want to like, it's almost like I want that entire scenario. I don't even like to get high around people. I don't even want to fucking have sex with people. I'm just like, you know what? This is how we do it. But anyway.
Work. I mean, like, this is the truth. This is the truth. That's why, like, when guys like to objectify me and they're like, do you have a dildo? I pretend like I don't know where it is. Because in truth, I know where my dildos are. I'd rather take a dick anyway. Like, that's just...
Dude, and that's the thing. I'm not a good bottom. I fucking feel like, I feel like things are coming out. Like, I don't want to do it. You know what I do? I'm an oral guy. Like, if you just, you know, baby, you should let me love you. Fucking just eat that motherfucker like it's Christmas. But anyways, okay, I'm getting too nasty. I'm so glad I got to talk to you about stuff. There's like no one I've actually talked to about these things in a minute.
Yeah. Please, I was gonna tell you when you said you think you were boring. It's like, well, ask sexual questions if you like run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, those are always good. I'm pretty open about everything.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I don't know who my audience is really. You know what I mean? It's like, but I feel like I have something to say for every group. If you want to talk about fucking finding yourself, being sober, and like feeling like, you know, your world isn't what it should have been, and finding answers, then let's do it, because self-growth and self-awareness is everything. And I wish more people do that. If you want to talk about being a dirty whore and being open and how it's okay, and how fucking society has fucking just all the porn, bro. All the porn. Like, there's things I think I thought I wanted, but I think I only want it because they look so damn good when they're doing it. But when you're there, it's like, why do I like this again? No, but it's just like, fuck, like, it's just not the same, you know? It's like, you don't, it's still not the same as a video, bro. It doesn't happen how it does in the porn videos. It just doesn't happen. Things taste different, things smell. And I can't be a porn star. I don't have a big dick. I wish I could have. I'm afraid of fucking having a fucking, what is my fans only? My OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yeah.
Yeah, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just chilling with life, trying to draw and trying to fucking do some shit with my art, bro. Because I mean,
well, in truth, I had somebody last week on who did OnlyFans, and they're like, and they're trying to say like, talking about like, why wouldn't you do it? Here's the thing. At some point, I want to put out an album. Like, that's my goal. My goal
and you're
of doing
afraid
anything.
It's gonna haunt you.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody to be like, this fucking OnlyFans star is over here like making all this music, and I'll be like, baby, I've been writing songs since I was fucking 14 years old. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I already know what the title of the album is gonna be, and I know I'll get shit for it, but I'll say it. I don't fucking care.
Are you gonna sing them too, or do you play an instrument, or?
I make electronic music.
Help me vision what it's like when I hear this album.
When you hear this album, it's gonna be different electronic sounds combined with like trap beats as well in some portions. Because I'm all over the place. And the album is going to be called Confessions of a Transvestite. Because I want to piss all the.
That's a great title, bro.
I want to piss all the motherfuckers off. That's like, I am not afraid of his. Yeah.
You know, sometimes I go on your page just to watch some of your karaoke's, and you haven't done some in a while, and I have to scroll down. And I was like, "Where is he? Where is karaoke?"
I don't go out. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't go out.
No, karaoke at your house.
Oh, at my house?
I love it now, bro. It's like
I did
your shoes, everything. I was like, I need to be that confident.
I might be doing something this weekend. I might be doing a Twitch live stream performance on Saturday. I haven't decided yet. I got some new songs that like, because this is my thing. I've been putting out rough demos recently, and I will say this: I'm going to forever say I am so grateful that I met this person. So there's someone I've interviewed on this podcast. His name is DeMilo. I fucking love this bitch. He literally, we talk about art like so well, and like talk about music so well. And he was a person who like made me fall back in love with writing music and like being honest, because I had gotten so jaded, thinking I just have to do this stuff to make these like songs that are going to be like the next big hits, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm going to tell people about what's actually going on. Like what has actually fucked up my head.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about getting raped.
Which is really what people want.
Tell that to all the people who have millions and millions of streams. People like Onyx, who... he ain't gonna see this. Or they ain't gonna see this. Onyx is only talented because of his fucking... because of their fucking producer. I'm gonna say it right there. They can sing okay, but they are not amazing.
Isn't that what it is lately, though? Like...
What?
Isn't that what it is lately? Like they're not amazing, but they're you know, they're the producer, the producing or whatever.
In truth, okay. So I will say this: once we're done on this, I'll send you to Milo's album. The reason why it's so good, it's all him. Meaning he produced everything. He made all the beats. He played all the guitars. It's all him. And it is so like, it's so raw and real. And I'm like, well, why can't people do this with electronic music? And I realized nobody else is going to, but I can.
Yeah.
So I did it.
Yeah, exactly. So wait, tell me about this thing. Okay, so you said that he did all the instruments and the other person just sings poorly?
No. He sings. He did everything. As in, he made the album himself. Okay. Like he's the vocalist, he's the guitar player, he's the drummer. He did everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got stuck with the other guys who just had the good producer. That's what I got stuck with. That's what I got stuck with. I was like, what are we talking about? I thought we were... Okay, good. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. God, this is gonna be the episode where I'm gonna tell them the truth, and I'm never gonna get any guests again. I'm just kidding.
I don't think so.
No, because nobody's gonna watch. I'm kidding. No, okay. Where's my next question? Oh, so what was it like for you?
You just never know.
Yeah. So what was it like for you coming out?
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Coming out, bro. Okay. I came out. Shit. I mean, you practically already knew. You know what I mean? My mom bought me we went to Disney. My mom bought me when I was like 12 years old, my first Little Mermaid collectible doll. She was like this big. She was the
Oh,
most beautiful fucking mermaid in the world. She had the perfect face, the perfect hair, everything. The tail was all flimsy and everything, so I cinched it really good in the back. And I turned a long time ago, there was these Barbies that had like the bellies that were soft. Look, I got foundation on
yeah.
my shirt. I was gonna wear something nice and I totally forgot. That had foundation on. That had a smushy bellies, and I thought that was so neat that they had smushy bellies. So I turned them all into mermaids. Coming out, okay. There's no way you just didn't know, but I basically had my cousin taste the waters for me. She's a girl, my cousin Yara, and she kind of threw it out there to my mom that she was bisexual, and she kind of wanted to see how they took it, if it was actually said. So when they told my mom, my cousins, because I was a pussy, so I had them tell her. And ironically, I ran into my closet. It was the only place I think I could hide that they wouldn't find me. And then she's like, "Nico, come out of the closet! Didn't you just come out of the closet already?" You know, so that's kind of how I technically came out. And that's just like a little short story, but there's no way. I had a friend that told my brother, your brother's bisexual, and he wanted to see. I think he was just instigating, really, but he wanted to see how my brother took it. My brother started crying. My brother would show then I found out when I was older that he would show people my dolls. He's like, "Look it, my brother has dolls," like. And then it haunted him, I guess, in a way. He got made fun of. I didn't know this till I got older, that he got made fun of for being gay, too, because he had a brother who was gay. And I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, no wonder you always had, like, really nerdy friends who also had a crush on me. I, like, probably hooked up, like, that's fucking kind of weird. I realized that, like, I hooked up with, like, 3 of my brother's friends. And they were only 4 years apart. I know. That's so fucked up. I know. It sounds hot and everything, but it's almost like just like something. It doesn't really seem that hot because when you're young, you'll just take whatever you can because you want to get your dick wet. So, like, you're so lustful. At least I was. I was very lustful, which is one of those things that kind of controlled my my life, really. But I was really lustful. I got a hold of porn movies at a really young age. And then, and I think that kind of activated, I already had an addictive personality. I mean, I'm pretty sure my dad, I guess, was addicted to drugs. And then, I don't know if it's transported in the sperm or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I already had an addictive personality. And I remember I didn't want to be gay. I didn't want to have a high voice. I didn't want to have, I didn't want to have no facial hair and I wanted chest hair. So we got testosterone from TJ. My family being ignorant, thinking that if they inject me with testosterone, that it could butch me up a little bit, and I wanted it. And dude, what happened, bro? I fucking did it. I was kind of working out, and then I didn't take it. So what happens when you come down from that shit, and you get your hormones fluctuate, and you're young. So I basically went through menopause at a really young age. I got fucking titties my whole life. Like, I thought I got a 30-year-old body at the age of 15, so that added to my body dysmorphia. It was horrible. And then, so I was just like this fucking little, practically roided out fucking kid. Oh, and then I realized when I was in rehab that really what started a lot of my addiction was I used to sneak those Hydroxycut, those like losing weight pills, and I used to sneak them. And I was like, oh, keep away from children. Thank God I'm not a child. Fucking over here in junior high. Oh, my teeth just fell out. So anyways, and I was like, well, thank God. Fuck these two. I was like, well, thank God I'm not a fucking child. So I fucking I would sneak them and I would take them a lot, like during my last period class before PE, physical education, because I wanted to I was like, fuck, I can't do that physical education. I'm a fat ass. So, and I remember I felt a little bit more focused in class too. So I was like, I like this. Like, I can focus. So I think, obviously help my ADHD a little bit. And then, so I was just like this kind of roided out, hormonally dysfunctioned fucking teenager with fucking pudding hyper pills, being a fucking little crackhead, basically. So when I would come down from that, I was just like even more ADHD, even more fucking retarded. And it was just like, oh, dude, like, I was basically a little drug addict at a really young age. And I was always kind of looking for that high. I remember I always liked Red Line and energy drinks. And I just had to be like, I don't know, I liked the rush of it. You know, I was like, that's really bad. I remember I would drink Red Bulls. And when I would come down from all these drinks, like I would get really horny on them. I remember wanting to put things up my butt. So like energy drinks and stuff always like made me feel that way. So I was like, after a Red Line, after a good workout, I was just like, fuck, dude, like put the fucking plunger, the handle of a fucking screwdriver, which one day I lost up there because it was one of those detachable handles, and I had to just fucking try to shit it out in the shower. And then another time, you know, just a bunch of shit that you invent, you know what I mean? That you fucking just try to shove up there. I was a fucking dude. During that time with the Roy's, I remember I'd fucking fill the balloons up and the ones that you can like make into toys, you know? I mean, into little whatever. And I would fill them up with water and I'd pretend I was fucking sucking on it in the shower, dude. I was all fucking horny and just all fucking write it out. Fucking, dude, like now that I think about it, I was like, dude, all these things are happening in my body and nobody talked to him about. Or like, you know, like, you definitely couldn't say that you're gay or be open about your sexual fantasies, let alone now that I'm fucking going through all this shit, fucking just be like, I fucking suck on balloons in the shower and I pop them when I'm ready. So I get bust in my mouth, you know, so I bite it and then it busts into the fucking water and it's like they're busting in my mouth. And every time I take a shit, I was having someone's baby, whoever I was masturbating about to that week. Anyways, fucking fucked up. It's fucked up shit.
See, that is crazy.
And who do you talk to about this?
That is the only person's story who's topped mine when I came out. So when I did have a traumatic thing. Let's not be clear. So like when I came out at 18. I say it was in some ways fortunate because I came out 4 months after my mom died, so I only had to come out to one parent.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. It was just my dad and my sister, and then I came out to the person I shouldn't have come out to was I came out to a youth minister.
Oh shit.
And I told him about this performance idea I had with like a knife and how I practiced stabbing myself because I'm dramatic, obviously. And like he left the room, he came back in about 10 minutes later, he said, you have one of two options. Either you're coming with me or I'm calling the cops. So I went with him. I should have let him call the cops. If I go back and tell myself, I'd be like, let this motherfucker call the cops. But I went with him to get a psych eval. I passed it. He lied to make it seem like I was lying. And as a result, I got locked in a mental institution for 64 hours.
Son of a bitch. But you passed your psych eval. How'd you get locked up?
Because I don't know what he said. Because I had passed it. Like, they were telling me, like, before all this stuff, like, they'd given me all my stuff, and all of a sudden I was like calling my dad. I'm like, come back here and pick me up. And then like all of a sudden a cop yelled at me. He's like, get off the phone. I'm thinking, what the fuck? And then like they took hours. They took like 5 hours to tell me. So they just left me in a hospital room.
How old are you?
I was 18. See, I did the stupid thing. Everyone thinks when you're 18, you're an adult. No, you're not. You're not an adult. Honestly, so you're probably about 26. I'm just going to put it out here. I don't give a fuck what the government says. You are not fully, like, capable of doing shit till you're 26.
That's a long time, bro. I mean, back in the day, people were having babies at 15 and getting married young. And by the time you're 26, you know, I mean, damn, what happened to us? How did we evolve? What have we evolved to? I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're still very useful a lot of things, but is it 26? It's not like 22 or something.
Well, think about the decisions you made at 22.
I know, but I'm fucking retarded. No.
Exactly.
You know what, bro? But I see a lot of people. I don't think even age even matters. Because I see people who are, you know, in their 40s. And they're still making a lot of the same mistakes. A lot of the same approaches at life are still slightly faulty in some way.
Right.
So it's just like, how do you even define really being mature? Like, is it just your experience? Is it what we're exposed to? Like, you know, like, I wish I could interview someone from the 1800s. You know what I mean? Like, how different was it? Like, what makes you mature? So, because
Right.
I see a lot of people who I'm just like, what the fuck? And it doesn't matter if they're how they are or rich they are or anything. It's just what the fuck. Like, I'm just always like, what the fuck?
And they
But
were so stupid because it's like once I eventually left the church, it's like once I finally started having sex in my 20s, it's like I just made terrible decisions from the ages of like 22 to like 25.
me too. But also, I
Like,
think that's a lot of like not breaking the chain. Like that. I mean, you've had like what decisions did you do? Like, and who didn't? I'm just saying. I feel like it's just because there's people who are young that do a lot of
yeah.
things that are right, that have the appropriate guidance. You know, we don't know also to seek counsel. We don't know when to really ask for help. We don't really know. Like, there's a lot of things of life that, you know.
Well, okay. You said what's making good decisions? Let's see. Not having sex with a crackhead. That's a smart idea. I did that when I was in my 20s. I would not do that, or my early 20s. I would not do that now. Like, not having guys do Tina in my apartment. I would not do that now. I did that when I was younger. I would not do that now. Like,
Oh, Tina. Don't romanticize it, Kevin. Don't romanticize it.
okay, for all the straight people out there, Tina's meth.
Well, don't tell him. I'm secret. Straight people.
for the three straight people that are watching.
Welcome. Welcome.
Believe it or not, I was gonna have to. Actually, wait. What other gay drugs should I? Oh, if at all I reference pop.
What other gay drugs?
If at all I reference poppers.
Oh my god, I can't even do those anymore.
I never did them. Here's the thing: I knew what everything was. That's why I never did it.
Well, I knew what it was too, but that's why I did it. I was dude, they make you go blind. I just want everybody to know, be careful. Because
well, of course it makes you go blind. It's literally VHS cleaner.
Bro, like I remember I was sniffing so much of it once and I felt like a little like my vision did this thing where I went blind for a little bit and it went like staticky and weird and it almost looked like it popped. It felt like it went and then it just reduced and there was like a white ghosty dot in front of me for like ever until I stopped doing it and then it kind of went away. But now if I do it again, it comes back immediately. The white, don't do it, you guys. I mean, don't.
No.
Especially if you're like under the influence of anything else and you're doing it. Like, just be careful.
The only time
you're gonna fucking do it, you're gonna fucking like YOLO, and you're gonna be in the moment. Whatever.
Let me put it this way: the only time I bought poppers, I didn't buy them for myself. So I couldn't get them at Parliament House, so I went to Barcodes and I bought them for this guy I was hooking up with. And like, as I said, I bought them for somebody. Like, again, I've never done anything. I do. The only problem I had, fuck it. I'm gonna skip to the drugs and alcohol question now. So clearly we know you're sober. So like, the only thing I got quote unquote addicted to, so like I have bone spurs in the heels of both my feet.
Okay.
And like back
What's
before I got. So basically what happens is when I'm standing too long or I'm walking too long, it feels like somebody's stabbing me in the heels of my feet with a knife.
Oh, that's all. Oh, like plantar fasciitis?
Similar to that, yes.
I have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back before I had health insurance.
Yeah.
And for 4 months I did this. By the way, this is not at all healthy. I was taking 18-24 ibuprofen a day.
Oh, your kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Like, I'm lucky I didn't cause damage to myself. Like, don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Your kidneys, your liver, everything. I know.
But see, that's how I know I don't have an addictive personality, because I would, if I had that, I wouldn't have been able to stop, which I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you seem like you have a healthy upbringing though.
I did. Like,
You know what I mean? Like I think that has a lot to do with a lot of things. I think if you don't have this healthy support and you have like a lot of ignorant parents and shit just fucking, you don't even have the support, I mean, that's what it is. It's finding connection in something else where you didn't have it. It's literally filling that void. And that's and now I get it. What they used to say in dare class, your problems might go away for a while, but they're always gonna be there and they're gonna get worse. And I was just like, I didn't get it. I was like, your problems, and I was like paying your bills, and I was like, I didn't really understand. But they meant like your fucking mental problems, the shit you hate, the shit that you repress that
yeah.
you deal with, like your insecurities. When I was like problems, I was thinking about like your flat tires and all that kind of shit. How your job. I wasn't thinking about
Well,
the shit. The
no,
fuck?
because like this is the thing. So when you're like out on your own, you're trying shit. Like, the thing is, you're trying to get away from the like life, and you're trying to get like the numbness of, you're trying to just like go through the day and like have like an instant spark of like that, and that's when everything's going to be good. So that's what I will say. I will say, like, maybe the fact, this is the one thing that I will say about your drug use. It's probably what kept you alive, and it probably was what kept you from being, you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, probably what kept you from being suicidal. Because I will say this, being
Yes.
sober, being suicide, I was suicidal twice. The fact that I am not dead right now is fucking miracle.
Bro, I thought that shit. I was like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to deal with you, motherfucker? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Like, no, yeah. No, yeah.
I was sober. Like, this is the thing, being sober and being in your depression, because it's like, now it's me, as I said, with getting older, it's like, because this is the thing. Okay, we'll just ask. So when was the first time you had sex? How old were you?
I think like sex, or did something sexual.
Yeah, sex.
I mean, okay, let me see. Well, shit. I mean, according to the Bible, in kindergarten, but 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 really, really, really penetrated by another man. I was 15.
Yeah. See,
And I penetrated a man, I don't remember, probably 14, 13, somewhere around there, some kid who just like,
that's the difference. Where it's like, I didn't top for the first time until I was 22. So like, and I didn't bottom for the first time until I was 23. So like,
when did you first see a porn video? When were you exposed to actual sex? Because I feel like I got a glimpse of it, which made it appealing, versus someone who didn't really. I mean,
18.
Yeah, see, I got to see sex, and I must have been in first grade, and I saw a porn video that I found, and they were just literally like there,
Yeah.
like, and they didn't. You know what? I think they thought, because they were recorded. Back then when you were able to record on cassettes, and then they just write something on it. So I think they thought, this is never going to be appealing to a first grader. And I'm just like over here, like, well, I watched all my shit. Let's put all these other videos in there. And then that's how I came across it, even though it's technically very negligent of a parent anyway, but you know what I mean.
But as I said, like, so I was that thing of, so as I said, 20 through like 25, 26 is where like I was just like, bam, whoever I could have sex with, because I'm a thick bitch. I was primarily with black guys, but like nonetheless, it's like that was the other reason. I lived in the hood, and when I lived in the hood, let me put it this way, my front door was like Disney World for dick. Like
it sounds so magical. Like a Disney princess just fucking calling out of their window.
But then I got older, as I said, it's more me like getting closer to, I don't want to say it, 30.
I just turned 36 last month.
Damn, you're that much older than me? I didn't know that.
I know.
I just turned 29 in June.
Here, baby. So that means back then. Oh damn! I met you when you were like 25, something like that. 26.
Yeah. Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. And I was already a messy 30-year-old.
But this is the thing. This is why I never fit the gay standard. Because, like, you were a messy 30-year-old. I've always thought you were hot. I haven't stopped thinking you were hot. And, like, that was me younger. Like, that's my thing. When those toxic gays are out there being like, oh, he's ugly if he's over 25. Go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah,
honestly,
I was always too masculine for the guys that like feminine guys, and I was always too feminine for the guys who like masculine guys.
See, I don't give a fuck either way.
But I feel like I always had an issue. Like, I remember not liking people telling me, why do you... Because I grew up around women. Like, I had 6 aunts, a mom. So a lot of their mannerisms, you know, their mannerisms stuck.
Right.
And I felt like when someone made it a point to address it or, like, you know, bring it to my attention that I was feminine or whatever, I did it even worse. Like, bitch, don't fucking tell me. So now anytime I thought someone had an issue with it, I would just be flamboyant as fuck. And plus, let's just be real. Flamboyant people, especially back in the day, they were more funny. Like, right when it was, like, taking off and, like, we had movies like The Birdcage and, you know, and everybody was just, like, very being flamboyant to me was fucking hilarious.
It is. Duh, of course it's hilarious.
And then, so, like, I was just like, what? Let's just get on that. You know what I mean? Especially if they don't want you to do it.
Because there's nothing funny about, what's up, bro? Like,
yeah. Or like when you get scared, like a straight guy, just, you see something. You know, it's better to just see something and be like, ah! You know, it's fucking funny.
See, it's fun. The only thing that is, like, funny about, like, masculine dudes is, to make fun of them and, like...
And I used to think that way, but now I you know, I started working with a lot of guys, and there's a lot of I can't think about it right now, to be honest.
Well, this is the thing. Like, when I say they
so judgmental.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Like, I will say this. Like, okay, so there's this show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called For the Love of Dilfs. Okay, so basically, what it is it's a bunch of, like, daddies and himbos, like, kind of competing to, like, fall in love. It's a reality show where people fall in love. Okay. And, like, there's this guy Nathan who just, like, talks like this and was like, he says And it was the funniest thing. He's like, they had like a drag queen, and he's like, that drag queen slayed the house down boots. And I'm like, you sound so fucking stupid.
But I think it sounds funny because it's not something you.
That's the thing. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah,
from a voice like that.
That's why I had to pause it when I was laughing so hard.
Uh-huh.
I can say this shit about Nate.
Lay the house down, boots.
I can say that shit about. I can say that shit
down, boots.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that shit about Nathan. Nathan fucking canceled on me. So like, fuck him.
He canceled on you. There you go. I need to get a better chair. I cannot fucking draw in this position for a very long time. And these fucking lights over here, thank God it's not that hot. I had to open up my curtain because my clothes lay here. I can't show you because my room's a fucking mess. But it looks cute, right? It looks cute.
Yeah. So, yeah, you were so good. Like, damn. Yeah.
But I can't really draw people like I can't unless it's a face I've seen forever, like Marilyn Monroe. It's hard for me. Like I can't draw people's kid. I don't give a fuck about your kid. Like the shit that could actually probably make you money. You know what I mean? It's like I don't give a fuck.
Well,
if I draw a dog, you're like draw my dog. I'll probably make him look like another. I won't make him look like I will capture the essence, and I think that's what's really hard is capturing the actual essence of someone that someone cares about or something.
And see, in truth, what it is with artists, like if I'm talking about like people who draw, if you want to make it a commodity, you're gonna hate doing art.
Dude, yes. Okay, and that's what I thought of too. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna get like when I did makeup, it was kind of like I got worn out and doing weddings and I was always nervous. So like I was still drunk. So the thing is, I don't know what I am, what my life would have been like if I was more brave. That's another thing I found out that I had to admit myself. I'm kind of a little bitch. You know what I mean? I'm kind of, I'm not as brave as I thought I was.
You don't have to be brave. Like, being brave, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because a lot of people think I'm brave. I'm not brave. I'm just, how do I put it?
I think I have to be okay with admitting that to myself so that I can grow from it. So I'm not going to grow from it drinking my bravery because I liquid courage the fucking house down. You know what I'm saying? And that liquid courage, I need more and more liquor. That's affecting you. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, you must have always been drunk because at least from what I remember, you were drunk when you met me. I think
I was always drunk, yeah, babe.
I was sober, not because I wanted to be, but because I was broke. I was living on
my own. But you still went out though. That's cute. I wouldn't have fucking gone out for shit.
Well, of course, because this is the thing. Like, when you're a performer, you constantly want people to pay attention to you and constantly get praise.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it anywhere, and it's like,
yeah,
that's why people who like the drag queens who are like, I gotta get my shots before I perform. It's like, yeah, bitch, I'm singing fucking live. Let me drink my water and let me watch you. So in fact, actually, I'll tell you this story. So like, my drag sister's former drag mother has shit talked my drag.
Mm-hmm.
So when I showed up to an event one time where out of drag, she didn't know who I was, and she was hitting on me. She's like, "Oh, that is hilarious." Exactly.
I love that story right now.
Yeah.
And did she find out? How long did it take her to find out?
No. Okay, no, and she hasn't found out. I'm waiting for her to finally come on this podcast, and I'm going to tell her in front of everybody. I'm gonna be like, you remember that thick bitch you were hitting on when you were drunk off your ass in Port St. Lucie? Yeah, that was me.
That is hilarious.
Well, no, she saw me out of drag at another event, and I didn't tip her at that event because I'm like, fuck you. But then she recognized me at the next event, and I'm like, shit. So I gave her money.
Oh shit! It's easier. It's easier when you're hidden, huh? It's fucking way easier when you're.
Yeah, and it's like, well, let me put it this way. She has this drag mother. I'm not gonna say her name, but she has estranged her most famous drag daughter, who's Trinity the Tuck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So Trinity and her don't talk.
Trinity the Tuck.
Yeah.
Not Trinity K. Bonet. Trinity the Tuck. Trinity the Tuck. Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
Trinity Taylor.
Oh, Trinity Taylor, the really pretty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trinity Taylor. Yeah, the white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her. Actually, you know what? I might as well just say it.
She did less. She was on All Stars right now, the recent one.
All Stars. Oh yeah, All Stars 7. Yeah.
Yeah, and she did the one that did Leslie Jordan for
Yes. Yeah. As I said, I don't need a drag mother, clearly, because like I'm doing great.
I'm doing great.
No, because this is my thing. In truth, what's a
drag mothers are for like people that want to cinch their waist and learn all these tricks to like transform and shit.
And it's like, what's a drag mother gonna teach me? I sing live and I host a podcast as a drag queen. What the fuck are you gonna teach me?
I don't think you want to do that type of drag. That's why.
No, you're right. I had that discussion with my drag sister. She's like, if you're here, you're gonna have to wear a dress and you're gonna have to sing and you're gonna have to lip sync. I'm thinking hard pass.
I'm thinking hard pass.
If that's what it's gonna take to get me gigs, hard pass. I'd rather do my own shit.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you love anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm only on here to, like, get used to talking to someone on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it.
And see, you were nervous. How's it going?
It's going pretty all right.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
I think in my imagination, I have like this impact I want to do to society, and like be like think people connect with me with all the whole sobriety thing and everything, and you have like this image, this whole movie you invent, and then I'm just like, I'm just gonna shoot this shit and talk about blowjobs and shit, masturbating, shoving shit up my ass. I was like, all right,
like that's why. Who was it? Somebody said like. I think somebody said, like, they said shit on my podcast, and they're like, am I allowed to say that? I'm like, you think my fucking faggot ass is going to be able to, like, sit here and do a clean podcast and have a bunch of homos on here and, like, not expect them to, like, swear and talk about sex? Who am I, the Pope? Like...
Yeah. Not the Pope. Definitely not the Pope. Hey, have you ever watched the movie, Queen's Gambit?
No.
Oh, your hair's giving me those vibes.
No, I have to move my hair. This thing is, I got this wig because in truth, what I was scared to do was back when I was in Orlando, I was scared to do long hair, and then all of a sudden I was just like, eventually I was just like, fuck it. And I'm like, let me do long hair. Let me do the bodysuits. Let me do the t-shirt dress. And like, if you don't like the way that I fucking look in drag, don't fucking stare at me. Like, that's literally how I had to be. That was the pandemic. That took me till 2021, but I did it.
Oh yeah, I didn't. You know what? That's when I stopped seeing you during the pandemic.
Well, no, I moved away from Orlando in 2019.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and everything was closed.
Yeah.
Dude, I was working in landscape, so I didn't even feel that pandemic. I was outside being a fucking essential worker, so I didn't.
I worked at a senior living home. I worked all through the pandemic. I had a week off.
Living home.
I used to work at a senior living home. I don't work in one now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like a humbling job. Did you have to wipe diapers?
No, I was a server, and then I was a dishwasher for a brief period of time. Yeah.
Did you get to interact with the old people any at all?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end I didn't, because like I chose to be the dishwasher because I was tired of working 12-hour days towards the ends of the week, and they're like, oh yeah, just come in at 6:30 and stay till like 8 o'clock. I'm thinking, yeah, fuck you. Like,
that's a long days. How many days a week?
At one point they had me doing it. I was working 5 days a week. 3 of those days would be all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As I said, I got over it. Like, actually, because of the bone spurs, that's why I ended up leaving the job. So I'm like, thank God. I'm at my job now. I work at a call center. So like, it's not like I don't love it. Center? Yeah.
What's a call center?
Where you answer phones all day. You answer phones and like theoretically I theoretically try and help people with their cable and their internet, which is crazy because sometimes I get like tech support people on there and they're like talking all this like gibberish to me, and I'm like, I want to tell them, I'm like, I got trained in dumb tech support. I know how to press buttons, and like, if I don't press this button and that doesn't work, I send you a truck. Like that's how I was trained. Like, I literally can't do anything. Like,
I feel like I can't do anything, but luckily, bro, I have a hard time with being fucking grateful. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I feel the same way.
But you're in landscape. Well, this is the thing. In truth, with anything, at some point, I'm looking to, as I say, I'm always looking to sell this. I would love to, like, I'm going to put this out there. Alaska Willem, put me on your network. I'm going to keep on putting that out in the universe. Put me on your fucking network so that way I can have, like, a studio, cute, do things with people in person. Because, like, I want to meet people. I want to hug people. I hate this, like, online shit. But I'll do what I have to do in the meantime.
Willem in Alaska. I recently started seeing more of Willem. I mean, I've seen enough, but something a little bit more down to earth or something that has, I don't know. Because, you know, people, it's hard. When people are online, you don't really know who they are. I have seen Alaska in person a few times at a club. And Alaska always seems like someone that is just great. I don't know everybody else, but Alaska just gives you a good fucking vibe.
I know.
She's consistent, and I just feel like even though she's friends with some of the people who are kind of mean, she just seems like someone that you could be friends with.
Yeah. Well, first of all, actually, no. I was going to say we're all friends with someone mean, and then I realized, not really.
No, but her a lot.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite drag queen would have to be... So the thing is, okay, I love... Oh, fuck, how did I forget her name? And I love her. Jinx Monsoon.
Yes.
Jinx is like... When she won, I couldn't believe it, and I was like, thank God, you know, for one of the weirdos. I still can't water off a dog's back for the life of me. You know, I still can't do that. You know, she says that all the time, water off a dog's back.
Right.
Yeah. And I still, she's great. And then I love, obviously, the meanest one, which is Bianca Del Rio. But she's not really mean. She's just pretend mean.
No, I love Bianca. Like, See, in truth, what was it? Somebody said like when they talk about like talking about like interviewing famous people, I'm like, listen, I interview who I can. As I said, I've interviewed reality stars. I've interviewed I interviewed a lot of go-go boys.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're
and like no.
A lot of go-go boys.
And like I interview anybody. I interview OnlyFans content creators, like musicians, or you're actually my first artist, so like
What? No way.
yeah, I don't know any artists. Well, yeah, I don't know any artists.
Thanks, bro.
Yo, no. Welcome, David.
Kind of inspiring.
I know we got to get to the art questions. So okay, okay, we're getting there. So what was it like for you moving to Orlando?
Well, we always fantasized. My mom always wanted to move to Florida, kind of thing. Was something we talked about when I was young. I always thought it was beautiful because it's so green and nature, and I love nature. So to me, moving here was kind of like, why not? I mean, my mom bought a property out here. It was actually a mess. It was all a random mess. Nothing really happened the way we planned. We didn't get the house we thought we were gonna get. She was kind of homeless for like a little bit out here, but didn't tell me, with her husband. And then she found this place in the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, the story here is really kind of like I followed mom. But at that point in my life, I wasn't going to follow her. She was going to go, if she moved to a cold state, she was going to go to Idaho. And I was like, if you go to Idaho, and I worked for Mac. I did makeup. I did retail. So you can't really, during retail, you don't really get vacations on the holidays. So I was like, you might not see me on Christmas. So I kind of influenced coming to Florida a lot. And she did. And at first she hated it. And I fucking loved it because it's Florida. I mean, I love nature. Like, if you anywhere if you get rid of the people, it's great. But here, you know, it's more tolerable. I mean, I have a lot to see here. And I love animals and I love bugs and I find snakes every day. And that's just things that I like, you know? Like, I love nature. I really do love nature. So I love it. I love it. I go to the springs. I go swimming. I have my fins. I've always wanted to be a merman. So are you fucking kidding me? All my friends thought I was coming over here to see the mermaids. I was like, there's fucking mermaids here? I didn't even know there was mermaids in Florida. And I was like, that's fucking great. And which I'm yet to get a mermaid tail because I gotta have one at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe not. But I have my fins, like regular fins. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So I do that. And I went to the nude beaches. So I got to do a lot of that. Oh, and I got really skinny here because I was actually really insecure. I was just an artist doing makeup. And coming here, I started doing landscaping. I remember I was working at Disney doing makeup and I couldn't commute. My car started breaking down. So I had to leave. So I don't want to leave in bad terms because of the car situation. I didn't realize it was so far away. I got driven by the whole Disney thing and I basically sold my soul to the devil. I left Max Cosmetics, went to Sephora at Disney, and it was a great experience. I only did it for 8 months, and then it was just so far. And I got to see Disney World, so who didn't want that? And then I started doing landscaping, and that's when I got really fit. Like doing landscaping, I got really fit. I didn't even know I got sexy till like a year after I got sexy when I started noticing the attention I was getting was a little different. And you know, I took my little testosterone booster, and then I took I kind of started doing a lot of drugs too because I couldn't handle being sexy. I was not used to it. I was kind of like, oh shit, someone wants to have sex with me. Well, let's take it. Let's drink and let's take it because we're never gonna know when we're gonna get a chance like that again. So you basically thought I was never gonna. I was like, fool, it's been like a whole year. You're getting a lot of chances, and I was like, oh shit. So then I realized, Kevin, you're like all right, fool. Like, you know, you're kind of like you look good, fool. So you gotta like relax because you're kind of turning into a whore. And that's when I got HIV. I got HIV here. I found out I got HIV like pretty soon. It's almost as soon as I got here, but which is kind of weird because I wasn't really being a hoe yet, so I don't really know.
Damn.
I don't really know how I got it, but And then the only person I was having sex with died of cancer like 8 months after I knew them. So I couldn't know if I don't know if like he had it. I don't even really know. Like I'm just like whatever. But I was probably gonna get it anyway. So let's not blame anybody but yourself. Because really you gotta protect yourself anyway. And plus, there's a lot of sand in Florida. Like there's sand everywhere. So I'm just saying, Florida has a high, a high contamin. What is it called? A high getting the viral. What is it? What am I trying to say? Whatever. There's a high contagious rate here.
Contagious level. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what the word is. But anyways, I can't think about it. But anyways, so I'm blaming it on the fucking sand, bro, because the sand just to cut your insides and it fucking dude. I remember I would play my dildo and I feel like that shit's everywhere. I was like, why did it hurt like that? It's the sand. So all you motherfucking faggots, be careful of the sand. It's in your butthole. You're gonna get AIDS. Anyways, so what happened? Where was I? Oh yeah, moving here. Finding out that I was sexy. So I was going out and like, you know, and like, just doing a lot of drugs, and it was bad. It was bad. And then I had a lot of my insecurities and people and men and fucking working with a bunch of guys, and he wanted to fuck people up all the time because I was always the only gay guy. I was just so angry. So, but it was great because I did landscaping and I got to get rid of my fear of men, because I had a fear of heterosexual guys, men. Like, you know, you grow up around women and you're afraid of boys because boys always want to fight you and it's always an issue and it's just always kind of like what the fuck. So I always had an insecurity of that. So when I got here and I started realizing men are just idiots, and I was like, oh shit. And I realized, Kevin, you're a big guy. Like, you know, for the longest time I still felt small even though I was big. And I was like, I want to fuck these motherfuckers up. And then I just kind of felt, you know, I was doing drugs, being an alcoholic, and I just felt like this big old buff, sexy drug addict. I was in my own little world, and I was just angry, and I was just fucking like, oh, I finally turned into a man. And I did not. I didn't turn into a man. I was just fucking fucked up. And in my own vanity. And my own vanity, and vanity's not good. But anyways, that's kind of how my experience was here. And then I wanted to change the world the wrong way, and then I got more into drugs, and then I had to go to California, and I got a job I really liked over there, and I realized I couldn't get away from drugs, and I fucking was like, this is bad. Like, I got everything I want now, but I can't seem to stop drinking, and a lot of other issues are still there. And I was homeless, and I needed a fucking place to stay, and I couldn't handle life and dealing with shit that I wasn't used to, because I'm kind of an enabled spoiled brat. So, like, a lot of life stuff, like how to get an apartment and all that stuff, and like how to do all this adult stuff that a lot of people should have done in their 20s. I was barely learning it, but I've been on drugs. I just couldn't handle life on life's terms. So I was like, I'm going to lose my job anyway. So I went to rehab, and then I got out of rehab, and then I got sober, and then I was like, what am I doing? And then long story short, because I kind of already spoke about that, I came back 2 years after. So I was here. I got sexy for the first time, as I considered I couldn't handle it, and then I got over there, and then I just got, you know, a little thicker, but I'm starting to accept all this now. And I'm just, you know, I don't know. I'm not really worried about the things I was worried about before, so I'm going to stop there because I already answered your question on how it was when I moved to Florida.
So, this is the part where I get to jump in and say why I moved to Orlando. In truth, I was trying to run away from, like, this town. That's literally the one reason I like. It's like trying to run away, and it's like in Orlando. Well, here's the thing. I started performing because it's like I always knew I wanted to perform, but it wasn't. But it wasn't until like I did like 3 months just performing as like myself, and then all of a sudden that's when drag came in, and then people started paying attention because I was different. But I performed in like the most heterosexual like places in the world as a drag queen. I can't hear you. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's why.
Bro, I'm trying to be so inconspicuous, and I thought I pushed mute again, and I didn't even mute it, and you can hear me piss. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem, man.
Oh God, I'm a failure at life. But whatever,
So,
you know, it's natural. People piss. I have to go piss.
yeah.
Oh, I can't fucking hold it.
I don't fucking care.
Huh?
I don't fucking care. Like,
I was like, I'm so not professional. I can't even handle.
what about this podcast seems professional? Like, talking about having sex with a crackhead. Like, what podcast is like that? Listen, like,
those Oprah interviews.
Yeah, my goal is not to be faggot Oprah. My goal is to be like faggot Howard Stern.
There you go. Hey Siri, show me a Howard Stern.
That's who my interviewing inspiration was. What was it? I asked somebody like how old they were when they lost their virginity, and they're like, "Oh my god, I feel like I'm on Howard Stern." I'm like, "Yeah," and this somebody I'm friends with. I'm like, "You knew these kinds of questions were coming." I did the innocent interview.
Act coy.
I'm like, this is the second interview, ho. I have to think of something. It's my friend Benji. Shout out to Benji. Benji Bradshaw. Great musician in New York.
Bradshaw. Love that last name.
I don't know if it's a stage name. I don't know that.
Oh.
I have friends with this person. I still don't know that. Maybe for part 3. I don't know. I'm busy.
I don't know. I'm busy.
I'm busy interviewing models. Like, I will say this: some models are interesting. Some models are boring as fuck.
Yeah, it happens. But then most things that don't eat can be boring. That was shitty. I got that.
I was shady on here. What was it? Oh, I'll give you an example. My friend Phoenix, like, shout out to Phoenix, like, on his audition tape of For the Love of Dilfs, he said he's a black guy and he's talking about like how he has this big dick. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but he's like this skinny, like twiggish guy, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, black guys with no ass have a tendency to have big dicks. Like,
I wouldn't know. All the black guys I've been with just have big dicks.
Of course, all black guys have. Actually, no, that's not true.
Yeah, but they're either fucking big or they're fucking either they're normal big or they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
But they're never tiny.
There's one person.
I mean, I'm sure there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah. But they never had sex with me, so like.
So you didn't have to suffer the consequences.
Well, that's the thing.
I get shit on small dicks because I don't have the biggest dick in the world. So
well, okay.
Anybody who's listening, I'm not. I mean, it sounds like I'm being a shit and an asshole, but I have nowhere to be fucking talking shit. Okay.
Here's my thing. I am a thick bitch with a fat ass. There is a certain size dick that I need to be able to break the floodgates.
The floodgates. I have no ass. But I mean, but I definitely have a.
That's why I need a minimum of 6 inches. It's just how it is. Like,
bro. Well, 6 inches is good.
Yeah. I'm used to taking like 8 or 9, but like I need at a minimum 6. Like,
I've been fisted before.
No, ain't nobody doing that to me. No, I'm tight as fuck. You ain't doing that shit to me.
So you know, Oh,
Well, you were on drugs. That's why somebody's like, they're like, they were into fisting. I'm like, great. You're not doing that with me.
oh,
Go get you somebody else.
Tuesday, Wednesday, happy day. Yeah.
So let me put it this way. Since you were on drugs a lot, you probably saw like the inside of the Parliament House rooms a lot, right?
In the back?
No, I'm talking about the inside of the hotel rooms.
I've only been to 3 of them. And the same one twice because there's a guy that always went there and he got the same room. And I don't know. It was a coincidence too because a year had passed and I saw the same guy in the same room. And I was like, what the fuck?
Of course, I used to get my dick sucked at the beach. Like, I know all about that. Like, there was a guy who had a cross-dresser fetish, and like every time I was in drag, like 6 or 7 times, he like sucked me off. I'm like, who am I to turn down a free blowjob? Like,
yeah. Exactly. Goddamn.
So, what made you want to get into drawing and painting?
I always did my whole life. I've always had a knack for it. I just, you know, I like a lot of things. I like all kinds of art. I like sculpting. I just like art. I like creating things. I'm just good with my hands. I don't know how to become rich with it, but I know how to. I'm crafty, and I have good taste. So I don't know. My approach is obviously slow because I don't do it a lot. But like I said, I made these things out of scratch. I can close my mouth with them. Like I like to do a bunch of shit. I just like to do stuff, you know?
Well, here's how you get rich as an artist. You date Liberace. There's
Thanks.
I'm not talking about the one who's dead. I'm talking about you date somebody like Liberace.
Thanks, babe. No, but it's all right. We're doing pretty good. I mean, I'm doing landscaping and it keeps me active. And I don't want to turn into a fucking, you know, I don't want to not be active. So I actually, I'm kind of glad that I'm in the industry I'm in now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Jelly bean.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I get that, like, but it's also you like leave the you quote unquote leave the office at the office. So, like, it's not like you bring stuff home.
What do you mean?
As in, like, certain people are like, as artists, we don't get obsessed with our day jobs. Like, there's some people who are just like bitter and angry, like constantly that like bring that stuff home. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, no. No. There's no bringing anything home. I'm practically home. The nursery's like right outside, so technically it is technically home. I mean, and then we just bought another property right now, and we're gonna put the plants there and everything, whatever we have for future jobs and whatever. And I'm probably gonna live there, and technically I'm always gonna be there. So you know what I'm saying? So technically, I'm always home. Technically, I'm always at work.
Right.
Which sounds tragic to some people, but it's really not. It's not. You enjoy it. And it's not like I have a boss. I mean, my mom's my boss, but I mean, what else is new, you know?
See, that's what I actually like about. That's the only thing I like about my office job is like my supervisor like barely pays attention to me, so like I just like sit over there. First of all, the first 4 hours I'm usually at work, he's not there, so like I'm basically left alone.
Which sounds great. I'm gonna draw this picture while we're done.
Yeah.
While we're talking, okay?
Right. Okay.
Right.
So I'm skipping one of these questions because it sucks. So
what's about it?
Well, okay, so it says, where does your inspiration come from?
I don't have inspiration
to create your art. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Like sometimes, like when my best works, and that's why I'm always gonna be poor when it comes to being an artist, is that my inspiration, I do have an answer actually. Like if you go on my page and you see a pug that I drew, and it's a beautiful pug. It's the first pug I've ever drawn. How do I know how to do it? I don't fucking know. But I did it, and the inspiration came from a counselor who loves pugs. And to do that drawing for him was what inspired me. And that's also why I'm poor, because I give a lot of my work away, especially during the holidays. Like I draw for family, I draw for whoever's really in my life who kind of inspires me. Or just I feel like I want to draw something for them. So that's kind of why I'm poor too. I fucking give a lot of my work away. I don't think it's good enough, and I'm just like, here, I did this. I'm not gonna buy you a gift, but I drew you something. You know what I mean? And I realize now that I should be inspired by them. It's okay, but don't give it away, fool. Like, be inspired and keep it and say, look, I did this, and this was inspired by you, and collect my work, because it takes a lot out of me, and then I give it away, which is the good part, which is obviously nice because you see their face and you feel like, oh, fucking amazing. You're like, I did that, and it's touching your heart. And everything's great. But then my baby's gone, and then it's like, I never really get to look at that drawing in person again. And I didn't really have it long enough to analyze it and see what I could have done different. And yeah, I took a picture of it, but it's not really the same. And I don't know, bro. It's just, it's just one of those things.
Right.
So I really have to just have a different approach. And I think the next time I'm inspired, I'm not gonna just be so quick to give away my work. Like I'm just gonna like maybe have a different approach. Maybe just keep it. Just keep it. Just keep it. Just don't give it away. Just tell them, like what I said. But it's rare when I get inspired. And when I do get inspired, it's almost like I already see it done before I even do it. I think what sucks is that I want to force myself to be inspired, and I don't even know where I'm going. But when I fucking know, and I fucking feel that fucking drawing, it's practically done before it was even done. And I could fucking taste it, and it's just, and it just feels good, and I just fucking...
I mean, I kind of get that. That's kind of like how I write a song. Like, at least the way I do things, it's like, I'll write a hook, and then I'll write a bridge, and then, like, I can just, like, build in the verses from that, and, like, that's how... I write songs, but like probably the song that like I am the most proud of that I've written recently is this song called Nasty, and it's talking about it's basically like a song. It's a song about like the conflict between like love and lust of somebody I have a crush on, who's actually been on here. To my audience who's thinking, who is it? I ain't gonna tell you.
I ain't gonna tell you. You had your crush on here, huh?
Well, in truth, it was as I started interviewing them more, I developed a crush on them. Because it's hard not to when it's like you have somebody on here and they're like sitting here being vulnerable. And like
they just hit home. It just hits home.
And shocker for me, it's a white guy. So like,
do you think he can break the floodgates?
Oh,
you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, this is the thing. This is probably gonna tell my fans who it is. He used to be a porn star, so I know he can.
Oh, nice. Nice. You have a crush on him too. That's super cute.
But this is the thing. He stepped away from it because he's a musician. Like, he wants to be known as a musician. He doesn't want to be known as like an OnlyFans person or like a porn star. And I'm like, I accept that. Like, that's real shit. Well, no, it's honestly, it's like, I get it. Like, that's honestly, as I said, why I don't want to do OnlyFans. Because it's like, because then that's all people will see you as. It's just someone that they jerk off to. And then like when they're trying to make music, they're like, Oh
Yeah.
God, why does I'm like no?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wish people could separate the two and just be like, people do whatever they have to do to survive, but you gotta be sensitive to those kind of things, which is crazy. It's crazy that we have to be so careful about how we are perceived, especially if you have certain goals. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have a hard time with that. I don't give a fuck how I'm perceived. I really just, I do give a fuck. I want it to be positive, but I've been a very free spirit my whole life, and I don't know how much of that I don't know how much of that I have to tame. I don't know.
You don't have to tame any of it because artists are free spirits. Artists are actually I shouldn't say artists. I'm going to say creatives are free spirits. And the minute you want to start doing shit for the status quo and just
is a minute you're gonna
fucking
fail.
It's the minute you're gonna keep on putting out the same monotonous fucking garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, and that's why I get all cut up not drawing. It's like I think of, and that's and I regret posting a lot of things because I hate also the feedback. I don't want to know whether someone liked it or didn't like it. And honestly, I forgot. I told myself I wasn't going to have post stuff online, and I was just gonna have a more just isolate myself and kind of just from being online or posting myself online, and I don't know, but I never fucking followed through with any social experiment I want to try with myself. I don't know if those are the right terms, you guys. Forgive my ignorance. But
turn off the comments. I think you could do that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Just
not even the comments. It's just when you see that, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Because honestly, I shouldn't give a fuck. But we do give a fuck. The thing is, we do kind of give a fuck, and I just kind of wish I didn't. But and it does get to you in the sense where it gets to you enough to not, you know what I mean? I just have to stay away from it. It's just not healthy for me. I'm an idiot. I'm not brave, like I said. I'm not brave. I can't do it.
But it's
right. I have to admit to being a little bitch so I can grow.
In truth, what you have to learn is the comments don't own you, and
it's not even the comments, it's the amount of likes. People never comment anything negative. I think it's just when I don't get what I think I want. But see, that's the thing that we're just talking about, that doing it for that reason. That's why you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I'm pathetic. I'm just a little basic bitch in my own way.
That's why when I put out my rough demos, I put them out for my fans. If a bunch of people like them, it's okay. If a bunch of people don't like them, it's okay. When I put out my performances, you don't gotta like all my music. What is it? No, this is something I said where it's if you're putting out stuff and everybody's liking what you're doing, you're not challenging yourself.
Huh. You're playing it safe, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You're playing it safe, and you're just doing what people will expect. It's if you're a rapper and the only type of rap that you can do is I'm dancing on a dick, pro motherfucker sick, dropping it down, all that. It's yeah. That's all people are going to see you as. People are going to see you as a thought who can't rap.
Yeah. I'm a thought who can't rap.
Thought who can't rap. No offense, Tokyo. See,
no offense, Tokyo.
See, you don't gotta be shady. I can be shady too.
No offense, Tokyo.
Because that's all his music is. It's all like he has songs like Nut Galore and like does a remix of a Nicki Minaj song, and like all of a sudden all is just about him like twerking. I'm like, that is garbage. Where the fuck is your artistry? There's no artistry. You saying you're trying to be like Nicki Minaj, you're like Cardi B.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. I'm gonna put a little highlight on this, and then I'm ready to show you. Okay. Whatever. What if I started drawing with markers?
Oh,
it looks stupid. For 2 seconds.
No, it's pretty.
It's all right. It did it really fast. I was trying to think. Anyways.
Okay.
Oh, 8:37, buddy. In conclusion,
yeah. All right. So I gotta try and find like best question. I'll have you back on because I have more question. All right. What's the biggest misconception about you?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything, really. My just my approach at life, my personality. I don't look like who I am inside. So just, people are just so drawn by looks, obviously. I'm also socially awkward, so I add to that.
Right.
Really, my misconception is my philosophical approach, which I'm still refining and finding myself. So really, the whole thing, because I don't really know who I am, and I'm always constantly morphing. So I really don't even give people anything to have a conception about. So they just kind of, you know what I mean? So I realized, since I'm just so all over the place, I got to be more respectful. I think I've been very disrespectful in my life, and I think that I need to be more respectful to that, so that I can, so that if people people have all the misconceptions they're gonna have, because I'm an artist. I live in a perverse fantasy with unrealistic expectations. That at least people can remember and be like, he wasn't disrespectful, And I feel like I gotta work on that, because everything's a fucking misconception. I don't even belong in this fucking planet. I don't even belong. I don't even like it here. So really, the whole thing is a misconception, bro. The only one that has the closest misconception about the right conception mostly is my therapist.
Right.
I got my hood, and actually, therapy's great, you guys. I want to close with that. Like, I got a lot of validation through therapy. Like, you think you're wrong about things, but you're not always wrong about everything. And it's not right, obviously, or wrong, but finding your balance. And honestly, bro, therapy's great. So if you're lost, go to therapy. But anyways, misconceptions. Everything's a misconception. I'm a walking.
So I'm gonna do this one real quick. So a lot of people think I'm shady. I'm not. I'm blunt and honest. If you suck, I believe I should tell you that you suck. Like, I do not believe that we should be like coddling untalented people. If you're untalented, I would say go find something else.
Thank God. Thank God.
You like people to say that, like.
Thank God I didn't get that from you, bro.
No, you're good. Like, you are not untalented. Like, please.
I'm gonna see if this fucking shit. Thank you. I want you to made it pop. I think I fucked it up already. Whatever. I can't get these pens to highlight to fucking come out. The oil paint, motherfucker. Oh well, bro. I think a lot of shit I buy on Amazon look a little better. It looks whatever.
Yeah.
It looks whatever. Anyways.
All right. With that being said, I'm definitely gonna have you back on when I get a chance, because I do fucking love talking to you. Like,
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to write some notes down for myself so that I can. No,
Well,
man, I don't want to be.
As I said, I skipped questions. It's not like I don't have more questions on here, but like you told me,
Oh,
we could get
great!
shit up.
That's
Yeah.
right. You have questions. I think next time I'm gonna have like a really cool makeup on.
So then,
Because this time I couldn't do a cool makeup.
And then clearly, like, I'll end this stream. I'll take all this shit off from in front of you, and you'll actually get to see what I look like.
Yeah, that's right. I don't really know what your face looks like.
No,
you're like
nobody.
Batman.
As I said, I don't mind the guests knowing what I look like. I just don't like everybody knowing what I look like, because then all of a sudden they're gonna like approach me in the streets and be like, "You said this on this podcast." Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right. Anyway, with that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and I hope you've enjoyed.
Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.